Mortality essentially means we are on a limited leash of time and you're conscious every moment of your life. You will only do what truly matters to you. Most people never experience life, only the drama in their head, their thoughts, their emotions, their ideas, their opinions, their philosophies. If you don't reverse this, you will neither know life nor death. You will only know psychological drama. Whatever is happening in your mind is made by you or no. If you know this, why can't you do wonderful things in your mind? So, how to become conscious? How not to become a victim of my own thought and my own emotion? So the simplest thing to do is this. This is the nature of life. How strong this is, how many things it can do, at the same time how fragile it is. This is the phenomenal design of life. And it's the greatest miracle happening here. If you're conscious and you know there is very little time for this miracle, you wouldn't waste one moment doing one bit of nonsense that doesn't matter to you.
All right, well, everybody, welcome back to the Know Thyself podcast. It is an honor to be sitting down again today with somebody who's been immensely impactful for my life, for my journey. He's a yogi, a mystic, a visionary. There are many titles we could say, but he's one of the clearest thinkers of our time, in my humble opinion. And he lives very exemplary of that through all of his ecological initiatives, through Project Green Hands, through Save Soil, through Kaveri Calling, Rally for Rivers, and he's really helping elevate our paradigm around sustainability around the world. So between that and the billions of lives he's touched through videos online and through the programs, courses, books, teachings, writings, he's really aiming all of his aspirations and endeavors in life towards one human goal, which I share very deeply, and that is the raising of human consciousness. Sadhguru, so good to be with you today.
Jananam sukadham maranam karunam milanam maduram smaranam karunam kalavashadya sakalam karunam samayadhipate akilam karunam. Namaskaram, good evening, everyone.
So, gonna explore many topics: death, life. We'll make our way back to death throughout this conversation. You open up your recent book, Death, a book all for all those who shall die, very aptly named.
Only for those who shall.
We're all in that club, and I think we forget it many times. You open the book speaking about how many of us perceive death as though it's a third-person event, and we don't have in the forefront of our awareness our own mortality. That robs us of so much vitality in life. And so could you speak to how keeping in the forefront awareness of our life, our own death and mortality, and how that allows us to embrace life fully?
Mortality essentially means, or realizing that we are mortal essentially means we realize that we are on a limited leash of time. We can kick the can a little bit. Nobody is negotiating life or death. People are only negotiating for a little more time. So once you know and you're conscious every moment of your life that it's a limited amount of time, you will only do what truly matters to you. You will have no time to do anything. All the nonsense that people do in their day-to-day life will simply evaporate because when you know it's a limited lease of time and you don't have a guarantee card. Hello? You buy a stupid air conditioner, it comes with 7 years guarantee. You have 7 days guarantee card? No. So, as we sit here, of those who are alive today, nearly 160,000 people across the world, they won't be there tomorrow. In this 160,000, there is no guarantee I will not be there or you will not be there in that list, hello? We don't wish to be, but possible. Possible or no? Possible or no? See, lot of people think it's not possible because they think other people die. No, 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 not other people. People die. And we're all dying kind. We're not wishing for it, we're not asking for it. But you wish or you don't wish, you ask or you don't ask, you like it or you don't like it, you shall die. Hmm? When I saw the way certain aspects of death and what is done beyond that was being conducted by people, I decided this is a service that needs to be provided properly, and we opened many crematoriums in India. So we named it as Kayantastanam. That's a Sanskrit word. It means a place where the body ends. But even in India, not everybody understands Sanskrit as is. So our people came to me, our volunteers came up and said, Sadhguru, you must give an English byline, nobody will understand this. I said, okay, Kayantasthana, everybody is a customer. I said, no, no, Sadhguru, this is too up in the face, we can't do this. I said, okay, Kayantasthana, we shall wait. There's no market development, we just wait. Everybody will come one day, hello? So, this is not to have some sadistic pleasure about it. This is a fundamental fact. If you don't come to terms with it, you won't live. Fear of death and attempts to avoid death, you will not ever avoid death. You will only stifle life. I don't want to die. Will it stop you from dying? Or will it stop you from living? It curtails life process because these are not two separate things. What you call as life is also death right now. As we sit here, we're all dying, slowly. One day it'll be complete, I'll bless you with a long life, but one day it'll be complete. You think suddenly you will die? It's happening slowly. If you are lost in your psychological process, that is, your thoughts and emotions have become paramount. Well, today, machines are thinking better than you, they're also emoting, they can even tell you, I love you. Hello? How many times you want, if you program it every day, you want 21 times, it'll tell you 21 times, oh baby, I love you. Very nicely, no man will say it like this. Hello? Yes or no? Already you got a pod boy or no… pod boyfriend or what? Because what you think is your thought and emotion, which in the Western part of the world, people have made it so big, human thought. Now, with the advent of machines, your thought process will become ridiculous. It always was. But and I've been telling people, but they think, maybe he cannot think, but we can think so many things. What nonsense can you think other than the data that you have? Hello? Can you think something more? Can you think something more than the data that you already possess? Permutations and combinations of the same thing you can do. A machine can do it better. You already realizing or no? It can manufacture all the thoughts that you can and much more, it can manufacture all the emotions that you can and much more. Because this is a psychological process which runs on data. So in this being lost in the psychological drama, there is no experience of the existential life. Death is not a psychological phenomena, it's existential, it's real. And it's happening right now. If we paid attention to the life process, everybody would be aware of the process of death. Because most people never experience life, only the drama in their head is ruling their life. Their thoughts, their emotions, their ideas, their opinions, their philosophies and their prejudices are playing out all the time. Nobody even knows that they're breathing. They know in the textbook human beings breathe, but they don't know that they're breathing in a given moment. They don't know that their heart is beating. Something has to happen terrifying, only to doom, 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 then you know. Normal heartbeat, nobody notices. Normal breath, nobody is noticing. Simply because life process has taken a back seat. Psychological process has taken the front seat. If you don't reverse this, you will neither know life nor death. You will only know psychological drama. This is why over 80% of the people who die, if you closely observe them, you will see when the moment comes, they're bewildered because they didn't even live and it's getting over. They're not in fear, they're not in pain, they're bewildered because they didn't even live and it's over already. So, it doesn't matter you have million thoughts in a day, it means nothing, you're making it up. Are you making it up or no? You may not be conscious of it, but are your thoughts made by you? Your emotions made by you? You won't talk to me. What is the problem? I thought I'm talking to the living. That day will come when somebody comes to your funeral, whatever they say, that day will come. Right now, what's the problem? Because essentially what we call as life and death is just this. When the energies are in a dynamic state, we call it life. It can become inert, we call it death. Yes? Absolute inertia is death. Right now, why? Hello? You practicing? You don't have to practice. Life you have to practice. Because however the hell you do it, you can still do it better. Yes or no? Life process, however you do it, you can still do it better. Death, don't worry, it'll happen perfectly. Did you ever see anybody dying inefficiently? Hello? Life is bloody inefficient, isn't it? Hello? Life is inefficient or no? Life is inefficient. However you improve it, there's something more to do. But death is super efficient. It doesn't need your invite, it doesn't need your help, it doesn't need your support, it doesn't need your welcome. It'll anyway come and it'll come absolutely. So you don't have to practice it right now, I'm saying.
I think in the inquiry of how we can live fully and the contemplation of our own death, once lived fully, death, as you mentioned, can feel like a natural return instead of a theft because you haven't lived life fully. So it feels like there's something greatly missing upon death. And you also speak to how life and death are in one breath, and in every moment there is death. And so when you speak to our fundamental mismanagement of our thoughts and our emotions, when we want to live well, and you look at the startling statistics around rising anxiety and global suicide happening every 48 seconds, in desiring to live well, could you speak to how our fundamental identification with our thoughts and emotions and the closeness we have to it is what is the cause of so much suffering?
See, anything psychological means made up by you. Am I correct? Hello? All of you, I'm asking you? What we call as psychological is essentially made up by us. You hate somebody, made up by you or no? You love somebody, made up by you or no? Everything you can make up. So when you are making up things, why don't you make something that's pleasant and wonderful for you? It's as simple as that. Oh, some psychological thing is happening, there's so whole lot of people running businesses on that. God damn it, you're turning your own intelligence against you, that's all. Whether you call it stress, anxiety, depression, nonsense, madness, whatever you want to call it, your intelligence is turned against you. If these two fingers pop up and start poking your eyeballs, what should people next to you do? And what do you do if your brother does that? Just let him be? No, you'll hold his hand because you're concerned, he will damage himself. If it's not possible, what do? Tie his hand to the chair. Not at all working, what to do? Call a doctor and amputate the bloody hand. Yes or no? Right now, this is all that's happening to you. Certain sharpness of intellect has been given to you. If you had the brain of an earthworm, you wouldn't have all this problem and you would be eco-friendly too. California is trying hard to be eco-friendly. I'm saying if you had the brain of an earthworm, you would be fine, isn't it? And you wouldn't have thoughts to poke yourself daily and call it, I'm stressed, I'm anxiety, I'm this, I'm that. Right now, your problem is, it took millions of years of evolutionary project to get you this big brain, and now you don't know how to handle it, that's all the problem is. Hello? If you remove half of it, you will be peaceful. You will be peaceful, yes or no? One half if you remove, you will be quite peaceful. So the possibility of human intelligence has become a problem because we have not attended to it. It's like this. See, if I ask you to imagine something in detail, if I ask you to build one little finger in your imagination in full detail, you will see there'll be a lot of struggle. Somebody has to be a good artist to rebuild the whole little finger. Small little thing, can you do it? Lot of effort, isn't it? Yes or no? Because it takes that much application to build a little finger. Let's say you built a castle in the air. You know, castle? You built a huge castle in the air, in full detail, every brick. We will applaud, wonderful, what a wonderful castle you built. But after some time, you start thinking it's real. Then we say you're neurotic. After a while, you start living in that castle. Then we say you're psychotic. Then after a while, another guy comes and collects rent for that castle. We call him a psychiatrist. You build it or no? Hello? Whatever is happening in your mind is made by you or no? If you know this, why can't you do wonderful things in your mind? No, you have to put chemicals for something wonderful to happen. You got to get smoked out and fogged out for you something wonderful to happen. Why? Your intelligence is capable of creating anything, isn't it? Can you sit here, think of a flower? Huh? Can you think of a tiger with your eyes closed? Mountain, ocean, God damn it, all a galaxy if you want. So when you have this kind of capability, you have let it turn against you. And above all, you have started believing it's true. Otherwise, why would you suffer it? When Shakespeare wrote his tragedies, I'm sure he thoroughly enjoyed writing them. And a whole lot of people, millions of people across the world have enjoyed these tragedies, yes or no? Why? Because it's a conscious tragedy. So you like tragedy, please create it. You like comedy, create it. You like a love story, do it. You like war, do it. But if you're doing it consciously and you know you're doing it, whatever the hell you're doing is not a problem. The problem is you don't know you're doing it. That is the problem, isn't it? So essentially, the problem is not of what you're thinking, the problem is you're not conscious about it. The same thing with this. The problem is not there is any problem with your life. The problem is you're not conscious that you're alive and it has minimum number of heartbeats left. Minimum means maybe a few million, maybe a billion, but minimum, isn't it? Hello? Nobody has limitless. Everybody has measured. By doing this and that, keeping yourself well, fit, we can push it. Nobody can avoid it. If you're conscious of it, just look at it right now. If you're really conscious, I will die one day, and that day I don't know. Which day I don't know, isn't it? Every time I get off a plane, I go to the pilot and tell him, thank you very much for keeping me alive one more day. Because you're just flying an aluminum can. Yes or no? You call it whatever you want. A lot of people think everything is okay. No. I'm an aviator myself, I'm a licensed pilot, I know how many things can go wrong in this machine at a given time. It's just that we don't want it to go wrong today. That's about it. But it can, isn't it? Can it or not? Yes. Can. The same goes for your car, the same goes for your legs, the same goes for everything. How many people have just sat in a chair and died? Yes or no? Not because of old age, at any age, how many people have died? Millions, isn't it? So it is not that we are sitting here and thinking, I'll die today, I'll die today. But if you're living totally right now, when I say live totally, not party every night, that's not living totally. Living totally means you're living with a profound experience of life. If you sit here, the experience of life is profound, because this is the greatest thing that's happening in the known universe, isn't it? Hello? Yes. You being alive, a mud ball you are actually. Yes or no? Yes. What came from the soil you ate and you became like this? Yes or no? You're just a mud ball. You don't understand this till we bury you. This mud ball, how many possibilities? Miraculous or no? Yes. If you're conscious and you know there is very little time for this miracle, oh, you wouldn't waste one moment doing one bit of nonsense that doesn't matter to you. If all of us are doing what genuinely matters to us, our life is great, the world is great, yes or no? Right now, too many idiots are doing things that don't mean a damn thing to them. Yes or no? So, death is not a separate subject. When you were born, you were drowning in your mother's womb. Do you know this? You think you were breathing? Hello? Any of you ladies have children? No? Okay. What? No, when you were in your mother's womb, were you breathing or were you drowning in her fluids? You were drowning in her fluids. Only because they put a pipe here, you were managing. Just like ICU, worse than that actually. When you came out, then somebody picked you up, held you upside down and whacked you on your backside. What is the first thing you did? Inhalation. What do you think is the last thing you will do in your life? Exhalation. Even now, inhalation, exhalation, inhalation, exhalation. The next inhalation doesn't happen. Wherever you look, you're not there. Just vanished without a footprint. Yes or no? This is the nature of life. How strong this is, how many things it can do. At the same time, how fragile it is. One exhalation, next one did not happen, poof. This is the phenomenal design of life, and it's the greatest miracle happening here. And no attention for this because you think what nonsense that's happening in your head is more important than what is the life phenomena. Life's phenomena is the greatest phenomena happening in the universe. Yes, but your silly little thoughts will dominate everything.
For those of us that don't want those silly little thoughts to continue dominating everything, I would love for your guidance. You spoke to how we continually suffer what is an unconscious process and how our intelligence has turned against us. So in your eyes, for the blossoming of human consciousness to occur and for what was once an unconscious process to become conscious in our mind, what is the direct, effective path for that?
See, you're saying conscious in our mind. No, consciousness does not happen in your mind. Your body and mind happens in consciousness. You cannot be conscious in your mind, you can be alert in your mind. If you're alert in your mind, you'll survive better than others. But you will not be… your experience of life will not necessarily be any better than others. Being conscious… see, you know that you're alive right now only because you're conscious, isn't it? If you were unconscious sitting here, would you know that you're alive? No. So, what you call as aliveness and what you call as consciousness are not two different things. Your consciousness is your aliveness is your consciousness. Body has its own awareness, body has its own processes. Similarly, your psychological structure has its own processes, has its own alertness. But these two are consequences. These consequences we are misunderstanding as the source. No. Mind is not the source of consciousness. Consciousness is the source of both body and mind. Now, what is that thing? So you are asleep. When you're fast asleep, you neither know that you have a body, nor do you know that you have a mind, nor that you know that you exist. Yes or no? You do not exist actually. But body, everything is functioning. Kidney, liver, spleen, heart, everything functioning or no? Everything functioning. Actually, probably functioning better than when you're walking around. Same thing with your mind, many things are happening in the mind. You may not be conscious, but a million things are happening in the mind when you're sleeping. So mind is on, body is on, only you are not on. just see that. Yes, you are not conscious, but body is on, mind is on, world is on. But in your experience, body, mind, world, everything disappeared. Because that is fundamental. All these are consequences. So, how to become conscious? How not to become a victim of my own thought and my own emotion? First, there are many profound processes, but first thing is, see, if I think what I'm thinking is very smart, can I give it up? If I see this is stupid, then I'll distance myself. If I think I'm very smart, I'm thinking my thoughts are very, very profound and smart thoughts, can I give it up? No way to give it up, isn't it? So this is the first step you do, that whatever brilliant thought you have, your brilliance is only because there are some dumb people around you. Hello? Yes or no? Say, right now you say, you call your phone a smartphone. When do you call somebody smart? Only if they're smarter than you, isn't it? Hello? Only if they're smarter than you call them smart. If you are smarter than them, you don't say they are smart. Similarly, you're calling a phone smart, that means the phone is in dumb company. So, whatever the smartest thought you have doesn't even account for a tiny minuscule of this cosmos, isn't it? If you read all the libraries on the planet, still what you know is a minuscule in this cosmos. In this whole universe, this solar system itself is a speck. In that planet Earth is a microspeck. In that California is a super microscope. In that Los Angeles is a super microspeck. In that you are a big man. Lack of perspective, I'm saying. Once you lack such basic perspective, thoughts will run. So the simplest thing to do is this. If you sit here and just look at yourself, today before you go to bed, you sit down, spend 10 minutes and do this. What are all the things you have gathered? Your home, you gathered it over a period of time. Your car, you gathered it. This body also you gathered over a period of time, right? Were you born like this, you guys? You were born like this? No. Slowly you gathered. So your body you gathered, whatever the content of the mind you gathered, people around you gathered, everything gathered. Everything that you have gathered, just keep it aside, don't give it up, don't throw it out. Just keep it aside and go to bed. See if you can do that, it'll take some effort, but just do this. One day when you go to bed and wake up, you will wake up like a new being. Everything that you have gathered, you don't have to give it up. Just keep it aside for the night and sleep. But you're not even able to keep the phone aside, you have to sleep with it. Hello? Forget about your mind. So make an effort, 10 minutes you spend today, gradually the time can be reduced to 2 minutes. 2 minutes in the night, sit there, keep everything aside and sleep. Initially it looks like a ridiculous exercise. One day when you just manage to do that and sleep, morning you wake up, you're boom. Just do that, simple. Because these thoughts are running like this, like mental diarrhea, because you've eaten bad food. What you're not, you're believing you are. What you gather can be yours. Can it be you? Hello? Whatever you have gathered, I'm not disputing it, it is yours. But is it you? So what about your body? What about the content of your mind? What about the people? What about the things that you gathered? You gathered them, it's yours. We will not take it away. But it can't be you, isn't it? If you know that much, thoughts will deflate. Right now, you believe yourself to be something other than what you are. Suppose I think I'm this vessel, you know I'm a nutcase. Yes or no? Tell me it's okay, yeah? So if you think you're this vessel, are you not a nutcase? Hello? So when you're a nutcase, your thoughts will run like that, because things are loose. So what is you, what is not you? You don't know what is you. At least what is not you, keep it aside. What is not you, just keep it aside. Just 2-3 minutes in the night before you go to bed, keep it aside and sleep off. Comfortable, isn't it? You will see, thoughts will just fall away, because only if you identify yourself with something that you're not, these thoughts will run away wild like this. Otherwise they will not. They cannot, because there's no fuel. We are not trying to apply brakes because there are no brakes on your mind. Switch off the ignition and sit, it will stop. Little roll.
I think in that direct perception of who we are and who we're not, the liberation becomes realized, and you speak to Rananabandha as the accumulation of energies that aren't essentially ours. And so for those of us that want to separate ourselves from the noise that we've accumulated internally, externally, how important is it to reflect on what that is and how we can be mindful of that moving forward?
We're in California, we shouldn't talk about Rananabandha. People can't live without hugging each other 10 times a day. Hello?
I think that's why it's important.
10 is too little, you see. So, see, outside is not the problem. Outside we can do what is needed. So we are within ourselves, which is the issue. Whatever we are doing, is it being driven by something or are you driving it? This much you can observe, isn't it? Everybody asks me, Sadhguru, what drives you? God damn it, do I look like somebody is driving me? I drive myself to the extent that I want. Nobody and nothing drives me. No, what inspires you? I'm not inspired. I'm essentially lazy. I'm doing things because it's needed, everybody's hungry, so you do something. Well, it'll do something means it'll become 16, 18 hours a day, 7 days of the week, 43 years it's on. But I may die of exhaustion, but I'll not die of stress, that's for 100%. I may die of exhaustion. Every day I'm pushing myself like that on everything. But essentially, why something driving you means you're still an animal in the evolutionary scale. Animals are driven by something. They are by their hormones, by their instincts, by their whatever, they're driven. Once you become human, it essentially means the steering wheel is in your hands. Yes or no? That's what it means, that the steering wheel is in your hands. Some fundamentals of the body, of food, this and that, may be still driven to some extent. But rest of it must be completely in your hands. If your throttle is in somebody else's hands, you will always live… let me put it this way, you're driving. Somebody who's very dear to you, they like to press the throttle for you, who's sitting in the passenger seat. Even if you love them very much, you will be constantly terrified, yes or no? Huh? That's all that's happening right now. Simply stress and anxiety because somebody else presses the throttle. Somebody else means it may not necessarily be a person, something else. pressing the throttle and you doing this through life process. If you are pressing the throttle, you know how much to press, isn't it? Someone else, it doesn't matter how dear they are to you, they're a disaster. When you are driving, if they are pressing the throttle, yes or no? You're driving, but they are pressing the throttle, it's a disaster. Then you must go to self-driven cars, that's where you're going. Self-driven car means it is not necessary to be human, because human is a self-driven car. All animals are driven by nature's forces. Once you become human, only small aspects of you are driven. Rest is, you can drive it the way you want. But how much of you is driven by you, how much of you is driven by other forces? If you look at this, thought will just come down. Too much is driven by other forces. Your very thought process is driven by various forces in the society, in the world, so many things. See, the way people are living, every stage of life seems to be a problem. If you're a toddler, diaper problem. You become an adolescent, hormonal problem. Middle age, crisis. Old age, horrible. Death, terrifying. When is it good, I'm asking? So best thing is to be soaked in something. California. Best thing is to be soaked in something. Alcohol, drug, all these things, why they have become important is essentially because we have not learned how to handle our own intelligence, that's all. If you knew how to handle your own intelligence, there is… Andre may be familiar with this, we have a center for conscious planet in the Harvard Medical School. In the last 6-7 years, they've done some fantastic work. Some of the things are showing by doing a simple practice, 21 minutes a day, a simple practice. Within a matter of few weeks, 6 to 12 weeks, your BDNF, that is the brain-derived neurotropic factors, are 70% higher. Your endocannabinoids are 240% higher. Free, I'm telling you. You don't have to buy it in the back street. Now, of course, you're getting it legal in California. But there are endocannabinoids in the body. Look at my eyes, I'm always stoned. Never touch the substance. Because the purest thing is here, within the system. And they are looking at the bliss factor in the body and saying that the people who are doing this practice, the bliss factor in their bodies is 23% higher than what happens in a sexual orgasm. Simply sitting here. So if you're blissed out like this, will you be driven by something? That's the only reason why people are smoking pot, why people are taking drugs, because they don't want to be driven, they want to be blissed out. But you tell me, the greatest chemical factory on the planet, is it here or somewhere else? This is the most sophisticated chemical factory on the planet. The question is only, are you a great manager of this factory or are you a lousy manager? That's all there is. What does a great manager of something means? Whatever you're running, a process, you produce what you want, then you're a good manager. You want to produce this, that happens, you're a lousy manager, yes or no? So if you're given a choice for yourself, if you sit here, you want to sit here in absolute blissfulness and ecstasy or in misery, choose every one of you, I'm going to bless you, it's up to you. Yes, no silence, I'm blessing you. Bliss, misery, what? Bliss. Choose, it's very important. Every cell in your body must hear it, that you're making this choice, I want to live blissfully. Hello? not just on weekends or in the evenings, through the day, every moment. Not because of something else, simply because all the equipment is here. If you just learn to manage this, there is no question in anybody's mind whether they want highest level of pleasantness or highest level of unpleasantness for themselves. What you want for your neighbor sometimes is debatable, but for yourself, highest level of pleasantness, yes or no? Why something so simple is not happening when you have all the equipment? No attention to life process, too much psychological process. So this shift needs to happen. Will you make it happen in California or shall I start from Tennessee? I'm in a hot place. But they're doing well. You thought you were way ahead of them. No.
I loved all of that. Just further iteration on Runanabandha specifically is, what do you see when you look out in the world, the most unskillful way we accumulate energies that are not serving us, that we can be mindful of?
See, the more affluent a given society becomes, the more enslavement you see on their faces. With affluence, they should be liberated. But unfortunately, all affluent societies around the world, you see, they are enslaved to something so badly. Poorer societies in the world are little more joyful and liberated, nothing matters to them, you know. Poor in the affluent society, they're also bad. You come to southern India, there are tribal societies. If you go there, they hardly have anything. One-room homes, no furniture, no nothing, 2 pairs of clothes, and 3, 4 utensils in the house, this is all their house is. You see, they have got such big grins on their faces absolutely no problem all right, they're living like full on. That's not there in affluent societies. You move to big cities, always enslaved to something, always enslaved to something. This is waste of affluence because this human affluence did not come easy. Generations of people worked hard to make it happen, isn't it? Hello? Today, whatever comfort and conveniences you're enjoying today has not just happened like that. It's happened because a few generations worked their lives out to make it happen, isn't it? But most affluent societies on the planet do not enjoy it, they suffer it. Not just here, everywhere, the same problem. So, this is because their survival mode doesn't change. See, there are basic survival needs for us. We need to have food to eat. If we have not eaten, what other profound things are we interested in? We're not interested in anything. Hello? We just want to eat something. So survival doesn't stay with simple things of life which are a must to sustain this life. Now, as society becomes affluent, your survival becomes a certain kind of car, certain kind of home, certain kind of clothing, it just keeps on growing. The bar of survival is being raised and raised and raised in such a way that if you're a billionaire, you're still miserable. I've been in these economic forums and stuff, I've met hundreds of these billionaires. They live like beggars. Their mind is that of a beggar. They're always looking. A beggar is looking for $10 bill. These guys are looking for 10 billion, but nothing different. Same level of stress, same level of anxiety, same level of… In human experience, billion, million, 10 has no meaning. Hello? It has no meaning, it's only in the marketplace it means something, isn't it? In human experience, what does it matter? It's like this. Suppose you had $1 billion. and you lost it today. You're very miserable. Another man in some remote place had one cow, he lost that one cow today. He is also miserable. You think you're more miserable than him? But is one cow and 1 billion comparable in the marketplace? But in human experience, 1 billion, one cow is the same thing, isn't it? Somebody lost a penny, somebody lost a lollipop, and they may be as miserable as losing $1 billion, yes or no? So human experience is like that, it's not connected to numbers. Numbers are of the marketplace. But if you do not make this distinction, what rules our experience and what facilitate things in the world around us, if you don't have any distinction like that, then everything that happens around you happens within you and always you will be troubled no matter what. People are living like that. As a generation of people, we have more things than any generation ever had, yes or no? Compared to your parents and your grandparents and their parents, aren't you having much, much, much more than them in every way? Yes? Compared to your grandfather, how many more pairs of clothes do you have? Way more, isn't it? Yes or no? 10 times more probably. But still, oh, what shall I wear, what shall I wear? Problem. It is not in the clothes, the problem is not in the clothes. The problem is not in the house, the problem is not in the wealth. The problem is you do not know what you have gathered and what is you. It's gotten mixed up. Keep these two things separately. I've gathered all this, they're useful for me, it's fine. But what is me? That must stay free from that. What we gather, sometimes will go, sometimes will come. More than anything, see right now you're sitting on this chair. Suppose after some time you started thinking, this is my chair. After some time you think, this is me. Arey, this is what has happened to you. See, food appeared in your plate. You said, this is my food. You ate it, and now you said, this is me. Same problem or no? Then after some time, when you think this chair is you, just see how ugly life becomes. Wherever you walk, your chair is stuck to your backside. How ugly it is, hello? That's all that's happening. Too many things are stuck to you. It won't let you live, it won't let you die. We should make an exercise. You all hold the chair to your backside and walk around, just see how funny it is. This is Runanubandha only I'm talking. He wants to go back to Runanubandha, so let me satisfy him also.
I was gonna let it go, I was gonna let it go.
What Runanubandha means is, as there is a mental memory, there is a physical memory. Anything that you touch, in some way, an imprint of that happens within you and you also leave a puddle of memory there. See, today, you're sitting here right now. If you bring a dog, maybe your own dog, not a police dog, okay? Your own. If your dog comes, it knows you were sitting here, not somebody else, yes or no? What is so special about your smell? But he distinctly knows it's you. Oh, because the body smell is there, this, you'll explain. It's not all about that. Today, there are forensic instruments. If you sit here and go away now, 5 to 10 days later, if they come, it's a thermal imaging thing, they can say you were sitting right here, not there. Okay? Machine, not smelling, imaging. So obviously you're leaving a puddle of your energy when you sit here. Otherwise, how would they know? Where is the footprint? Similarly, if you're leaving a puddle, whatever else you touch, that is also leaving a puddle in you. If this mixture is a little too much, then the memories within your system become so complicated that you can't come to ease, it'll become difficult to come to ease. So this is the reason when people are doing sadhana, they stay away from everything because Staying with anything becomes a disturbance to the system. If you take in too many memories into the system, then a lot of confusion will happen within you, not necessarily in the mind. Your system itself will be confused in such a way that it will struggle to be at ease, to be just joyful. To make people laugh, we have to tickle. Hello? I'm trying. You have to tickle them, you have to do something to them, or you have to give them a drug. You have to do something to make them relax. Even if they have to say, "I love you," you must first get them a drink. Hello? You become like that? Yes or no? Simply because everything has become rigid like this, too many memories in the body, not able to relax. To bring this to ease means the runanubandha, which is a physiological memory that you gather, you must bring it down, you must minimize, it should not be too complicated. If it's too complicated, then you being at peace and a simple sense of joy will go away. You will become calculated. Calculated not in some brilliant way. Simply stupid calculations are going on in people's heads. If they had brilliant calculations, they would have been something, at least they would have been a president or prime minister of some country, if not a king. But stupid calculations are happening for petty things all the time because unnecessary memories, they won't let you be. Unnecessary programming, software is all confused, so it is going on, something happening. Unnecessary things which are of no value to your life or any life. So this is runanubandha, you're taking in too many memories. To keep it in a certain way, to see that your body doesn't take too much memory. Your mind can take any amount of memory because there is a discrimination there. Body does not have the discriminatory sense. Whatever it gathers becomes its own reality within itself. So, even a police dog will get confused if they come after you, probably. So much runanubandha. So runanubandha is that aspect of memory which you physiologically take imprints. It's always best it's kept to minimum. If it becomes too much, then being at ease, being joyful becomes difficult.
So, in pursuit of returning back to what matters most, you speak to how we suffer the two greatest gifts of our memory and our imagination. I'm curious, when someone decides to go on a spiritual path and make this a more conscious process, how does memory and karma come into making way for what's going to matter most to us and how we can serve the world?
Whatever I'm going to say, I'm saying this very consciously. Please don't go on any spiritual path. You're a life. Are you just a body? Are you just a bundle of thoughts and emotions? Something more than that is here. You may not know what it is, but it's there. Yes? So, you're fully equipped to be a full-fledged life, or are you half a life? Are you full-fledged life or half a life? No, the way you're simply sitting, I'm wondering. Are you full-fledged life or half a life? Full-fledged life. So you have everything that is needed to make this life fulfilling. Why is that not happening? Because any one aspect could have become dominant. Maybe when you're 16, 17, your body was too dominant, your brains didn't work. After some time, your brains are working too much and it doesn't allow you to do anything except its own calculations. Like this, one or the other is dominating. Bringing them to some equanimity. Body needs to function, otherwise how the hell are you going to be spiritual? Hello? Body needs to be there, isn't it? Unless you want to go to heaven. Because if you want to go to heaven, the first qualification is you must die. You know that. Hello? You know that, right? So, unless you want to go to heaven, that's a different game. But for you to be spiritual, you need a good body. What kind of body you need? If you sit here, it doesn't bother you. Right now you sit here, your bladder becomes full. I'm going to talk about enlightenment. You want to go to the bathroom. Yes or no? This is the nature of the body. Right now, one body compulsion comes means, doesn't matter who is doing what, the highest thing is being offered. You want to go to the bathroom, isn't it? Isn't this the nature of the body? That's all it is. So, keeping the body in such a way that it doesn't rule you. It's there, keep it well, you must keep it well, otherwise it will rule you. Just your little finger, we will cut it. Only your little finger. Your whole attention will be just here, are you interested in enlightenment? Little finger is all that matters, isn't it? So this is the nature of the body, if you don't keep it well, it'll rule you. It'll become ill means, after that it's a full-time job, body. Yes or no? Your body became ill means, it is a full-time job, body. You can't attend to anything else. So keeping it well means, it's not in the way, it's not an impediment. It's a stepping stone, it's not an impediment. But if you don't keep it well, it will become an impediment. Or if you keep it in a very compulsive state, it is an impediment, it rules. See, right now look at all the arrangements of your life. I'm not just saying to you, the whole world. All the arrangements that people are making are to satisfy the compulsions of the body and the compulsions of the mind. Yes or no? Everything, the whole damn world. You can call it society, you can call it economy, you can call it whatever you want. But essentially, to fulfill the physiological needs and the psychological needs, the entire human energy is going towards this. This has to change in your life. Physiology needs some attention, psychology needs some attention, but the fundamental life that we are is the most important thing, because this will deplete. Body may become weak as time goes by, mind also may lose its capabilities, but life need not lose its exuberance. Right now, that's what has happened. See, if I had met you when you were 6 years of age, full of life can't hold you down. No. Can't get you up. Takes a lot of work. What happened? Just the cycles of time. Because what you call as life is just two ingredients, time and energy. Cycles of time are rolling ruthlessly and ceaselessly for everybody. You can't stop it, you have brakes. You can slow down today, or yesterday you didn't do much, can you rewind? No, it's just rolling away. Since the time you came here, you're like 1.5 hours closer to your grave. Yes or no? Me too. Yes or no? Because time is ruthless, doesn't take anybody's permission. It doesn't matter who the hell you're a king or a beggar, it rolls. You're intelligent or stupid, it rolls. You're joyful or miserable, it rolls. Whatever the hell you are, it rolls, isn't it? So time, there is nothing you can do. But if you bring equanimity to yourself, when I say equanimity, life is not yes and no, yes and no. You are yes and yes to life, absolute yes to life. If you become equanimous like this, then you will rise above the cycles of time and you will learn to ride the cycles of time. If you're riding the cycles of time, your life will become a blissful dance. If you are being crushed by the cycles of time, slowly your face will become grave. Grave means what? It is going to the grave, or it just came out of the grave, I don't know what. whole lot of faces in Los Angeles where largely they're doing better than a whole lot of places on the planet. Yes or no? Their nourishment, their clothing, their housing, everything is way better. But if you look at a lot of people, it looks like they just walked out of their grave. They're sitting in a dream car like look like they just walked out of their grave. A grave face means what? Hello? See, dead can be fixed in many ways. Living can only be fixed from within. If I fix you from outside, that is called correctional center. Nothing gets fixed except beating. Hello? Slavery, nothing else fixed, just beating and thrashing and cruelty and pain. Does anything get fixed for a human being? Hello? By force, does anything get fixed, I'm asking? No. So if at all, if anything has to be fixed, it can only be fixed by transformation. But dead can be fixed in so many ways. This happened. A lady in Tennessee, she lost her husband. So, the body was taken to the undertaker's place and always he had a wig. And he never wanted anybody to see him without a wig. Except his wife, nobody had seen him without a wig. But when he is dead and in the funeral home, whichever way they try to keep this wig, it just falls off. Then the lady said to the undertaker, somehow fix this wig because John never wanted anybody to see him without a wig. I don't want him to lie down there bald. Even I can't recognize him now without the wig. So the undertaker said, no problem, ma'am, tomorrow you come, I will have it fixed. Tomorrow she came, the wig was in place. She was so overjoyed. I'm so happy, what does it cost? Tell me, I want to pay you for this. He said, no ma'am, just only $1. What, only $1? What did you do? Oh, he just took 2 nails, ma'am. Talk. There is a way to fix the dead. Way to fix the living is not like that. Hello? Living has to be fixed from within with willingness. Hello? Yes or no? I try to fix you from outside, it'll only be a disaster. It is only with willingness, with transformation. That means you're willing to change your present form. Transform means what? You're willing to change the form that you are in right now. Your form is physical, your form is mental, your form is energetic. This form has to change, means some fundamental changes need to happen. In all this, the first and foremost thing is to accept and embrace the fundamental fact that I'm mortal. I'm here on a limited lease of time. If you know this, you cannot avoid transformation. Somewhere there is a belief, other people die, not me. No, you and me are dying kind, I'm just reminding you. Me before you maybe, but you also. Everybody's a customer. People come and tell me, Sadhguru, this enemy of mine, oh, I want to… Hey, don't worry, just wait, he'll die. Hello? Yes or no, why are you taking the trouble? Just wait, he'll go, or maybe you'll go. One way or the other, you're rid of him.
Father Time is undefeated. Something maybe a bit more exotic. Modern science rejects notions of metaphysics, and there's the religious promise of the afterlife and heaven and hell. And I've spoken to you in the past about the afterlife and past lives and your internal struggle when awakening to the visceral experience of recollection of past existences. and wrestling with that in your logical scientific mind. And so what is the middle path here in terms of experiencing what the reality is of what comes after we die?
See, the problem with these things is, if you tell somebody something which is not in their experience, very few people are sincere enough to see that maybe this is true, but not yet true for me. Let me explore. Most people will start hallucinating. They will straight away go to heaven, talk to God, take a tour of the heaven, everything they will do within 10 minutes. Hello? The moment you tell them there is a upper deck, you think they will not go there? They will go away, run away and imagine all kinds of things. So let's see it this way. This is what I've been going at in so many different ways. You know you accumulated the body. It's just a piece of the planet, isn't it? Hello? Just a piece of the planet. What you ate? Piece of the planet sitting here, serving you well as if it's part of you, or as if it's you. It is part of you, but in your experience as if it's like you, isn't it? But you know, you have enough intelligence to understand, you have gathered this. So is this, you have gathered this. So if these two things are accumulations, everything else, you know the chair is not you, hello? Let me see when you get up, okay? You know the other things. So if these two things are accumulated, there seems to be something more. You don't know, but there seems to be something more called myself. Maybe it's just an idea, maybe it's just a bundle of thoughts and emotions. You don't know, but you know something beyond this blood and gore that you have, something more seems to be there here. Right now you're looking at me? Or your eyes looking at me? You're looking. Through the window of your eyes, you're looking at me. If you close your eyes, you're not looking at me, but you're still there, huh? Window's closed, but you're still there, isn't it? So there seems to be something more. Beyond this body, there seems to be something more. It's not an absolute experience right now, but you see, there seems to be something more. So give it a chance. Let's see if we can make a little more out of that. Let's see if we can bring a little more of that into our experience. Right now, this hand is properly in your experience, isn't it? It's here. If it becomes like this, as real as this hand in your experience, this something more which is looking at me through the window of your eyes, then you have no problem. You know what is you, what is not you. It's just that your time and energies have never been applied in that direction. Your time and energies is you want to conquer the world. But even suppose I make you, don't tell anybody, if I make you the king of this world, will you be fulfilled? No. You'll want the moon, isn't it? Hello? If I give you the moon, Mars, Musk is going there, how can you not take it before him? If I give you the whole solar system, you look at the rest of the galaxy. So there is something within you which anyway not going to settle by shopping for more and more. So you shop what you need, no problem. But shopping for the sake of enhancement is not going to work, because if you get this much, but the person next to you get that much, again you'll feel the same thing. This happened just before I launched the Safe Soil project. I came to United States and trying to drum up support with the media and various other things. I think I also came to you guys at that time. At that time, I'm sitting somewhere and one morning, one young man is running around like his tail is on fire. I just look at him the way he's moving around and say, hey, What are you up to? No, Sadhguru, I want to make $1 billion. I want to make $1 billion. I said, only 1 billion? You come tomorrow morning, I'll give you $1 billion. Really, Sadhguru, you'll give me $1 billion? I said, yes, you come tomorrow morning, I'll give you $1 billion. 8 of his friends had come with him, they were quietly sitting there. I said, see these 8 guys, I'm going to give all of them $10 billion each tomorrow. Why, Sadhguru, they get 10 billion, I get only 1 billion. You idiot, just now you said your life's ambition is to get $1 billion. The moment they get $10 billion, you are already having a problem. Neither you got nor he got. But already there is a problem. Because they're getting 10 billion, I'm getting 1 billion. So I'm saying whatever you get, you will compare to something else and struggle. So these outside things you gather to the extent it's necessary. Different people need different things. I will not set a standard for you. My standards may be only this much, maybe you need this much, all right? But by gathering this much or that much, it'll not enhance your life. It'll enhance and facilitate our activity a little bit. If you have the money, if you have the convenience, you can do certain things in the world, but it'll not enhance this in any way. Enhancing this means you have to approach it, you have to turn inward. Right now, all your 5 sense organs are outward. Yes? You can't roll your eyeballs inward and scan yourself. You can't hear what's happening here. You cannot smell what's happening in this body, otherwise you're finished, I'm telling you. Yes or no? Somebody else you can smell. What's happening here you cannot smell. Aren't you glad? So all sense organs are outward bound. To turn inward takes a bit of an effort. That effort is missing in the world. That's what we're trying to bring about. As a solution for life and death, the only thing is you turn inward, that you are able to pay attention to something that is beyond the accumulations of the body and the accumulations of the mind. If this one thing happens, the rest of it is just a play.
I think it's important to be able to explore these things without accepting or rejecting it, and yet the thought of many great yogis throughout time talking about dropping this body at will and these different possibilities about the true nature of ourself and our consciousness, it just begs the question of who we are fundamentally. So when you speak about Mahasamadhi and the possibilities of the different ways we can leave this body, what do you think is interesting to explore here that would serve people?
So let's look at it this way. The last act that you perform in this life is death. Am I correct? The last thing that you do in this life is death. Is it not important that you do it in style? At least you do it well.
Maybe with a wig.
That is your wife's problem, not yours. A dead man is like this. You go and tell him, you have won the… which state is the biggest? Tennessee state is the biggest lottery, is it? Tennessee state lottery, $100 million you have won. He's not interested. You tell him, in your backyard, we found the largest diamond on the planet. Not interested. You tell him whatever he was hopping around for yesterday, not interested. What happened to this guy? He lost only one thing. Only life he lost. He can still have money, he can still have diamond, he can still have wealth. No, he's not interested in anything, because there is only one goddamn thing that you have, which is life. Rest is all your imagination. Hello? Right now you have $1 billion. I took out your memory chip. $1 billion. Where is it? What do you do with it? Nobody. Your husband, your wife, your mother, father, children, poof, everybody vanished if I just pull the memory chip, isn't it? Hello? With a little bit of memory, you're acting funny. Stop this. It's all play of memory, isn't it? All drama is from your memory you're creating, yes or no, using your imagination. At least it's your drama, you're the director, let it happen the way you want. If you're a bad director, the people are thinking their life is not going the way they want. No, even their bloody dream is not going the way they want. Hello? They can't even dream straight as they want. They're dreaming all the wrong things. What's happening in your mind, is a dream or not? Hello? Night or day? Dream or not? Daydream or night dream, it doesn't matter. Dream, isn't it? At least your bloody dream must happen the way you want. Life has many problems, there may various situations, it's not all yours, too many people are involved. Some things happen your way, some things don't happen your way. But this one should happen your way, hello? If this one is happening your way, you will also die well, believe me. Living well and dying well, equally important, isn't it? Especially the last act of your life must be graceful and beautiful, huh? No? No, today people are dying in torturous ways in hospitals. Last 23 days of an American citizen's life consumes 80% of the medical care in the country, which is $2.8 trillion for the last 23 days. You know, more torturous condition, the more they torture you, the more it costs. Torture is expensive. Hello? Why can't you die 23 days early? What's your problem? Hello? Is it okay if you die 23 days early and no torture, no money involved? Last 23 days cost 80% of the medical care in the country. And the richest nation on the planet. Affluence means this. Initially, it's a choice of food, choice of nourishment. Next is choice of lifestyle. When choice of nourishment and choice of lifestyle is in your hands, health should not be so much of a problem. But United States of America spends nearly $4 trillion on its health care. $4 trillion is India's economy for 1.4 billion people. This says everything about how we're living, isn't it? Hello? This says a lot about how we're living, our lifestyle, our mental condition, and the kind of stuff they're stuffing into you as food. Everything. It's a crime. Spending $4 trillion on health care for 330 million people on this planet is a crime. Yes or no?
Yep.
It's a serious crime.
There's so many areas I would still love to explore, and I'm also mindful of time, and I want to leave some space for audience Q&A, if that's okay with you.
Please give them some space.
I want to give you guys some space, so we'll get a second mic ready, and if you have a question that's brewing up throughout this conversation, and you feel called to share it with empathy of the space in a concise format, we are excited to hear it. Kaizen?
Thank you. So I get how from a zoomed out perspective, we're just like a speck of a speck, right? But from a zoomed in perspective, especially since so many of us were very engaged in the world and media and social media and politics, it can feel so important in the moment to engage with that world, but also so confusing with everything going on. So I'm wondering what guidance you have for someone who wants to impact the outside world, wants to do it from a clear place and not get confused. How do you do that?
See, when it comes to quality of your life, there are only two things. One is profoundness of your experience. If you sit here, not because of what you're doing, just if you sit here, how significant is this life? How significant it is depends on how profound is your experience at a given moment. So when it comes to inner experience, profoundness of experience is the most important thing. When it comes to activity in the world, impactfulness of our activity is the most important thing. We don't want to do something that doesn't impact anybody. You don't want to do politics that nobody is interested in. You don't want to write music that nobody wants to listen to. You don't want to cook food that nobody wants to eat. You don't want to write a book that nobody wants to read. You want to do something that is impactful, isn't it? So, profoundness of experience, if you do not establish, impactfulness will become accidental. And you'll always be worrying, is it happening, is it not happening? No, if this experience is very profound, what you do will be of a certain quality, it'll impact. But how much impact is not always in our hands. It is the times we are born in. See, right now, for example, many great beings have come. When they spoke, hardly 10 people could hear them. Gautam Buddha, gentle being, if he spoke, hardly 10 people can hear. Krishna, most exotic being, he could speak only to one person, and that guy is full of confusion. Well, Jesus came, only 12 idiots, and one of them freaked on him. I'm saying this has been the unfortunate history, isn't it? So today, because of technology, because of various other means that we have, today we can sit here and talk to the entire world. 2024, I'm not saying this to brag, but I'm just telling you how fortunate we are. In 2024, our video views, one person's video views are 5.23 billion. B. Was it possible for a Krishna to do it, a Buddha to do it, a Jesus to do it? Does it mean we are better than them? It's the times, isn't it? So our activity is dependent on the times in which we exist. How impactful are we? So we are at a time like never before. You can sit in one place and talk to the entire population on the planet. 5.23 billion is almost the entire adult population on the planet, nearly. Never before this has happened. Not because we are better than them, simply because we are fortunate, we're in such times where we have such means to deliver, which they did not have. They had to raise their voice and speak. 2 rows heard, 3rd row doesn't hear a damn thing. Yes or no? This is the reality. Huh? Every idiot made up their own thing, those sitting at the back. This is all that happened. And everybody wrote their own versions of what they said. Today it's being recorded. If you say, this is what Sadhguru said, they'll play the recording and say, that's not it, this is what he said. Never before this was possible. So we are at a time where one man can do what 10,000 men could not do just 100 years ago, yes or no? So this is a great fortune, but we can also make a great misfortune out of it. If we handle it sensibly, consciously, we can make this the greatest possibility. If at all, if there was a time to transform human beings, it's now, because never before you could even address them, isn't it? Never before in the history of humanity, you could even address them. Where the hell they are, you don't know, isn't it? Today you can address them If at all, if there was a time or there is a time to transform humanity, this is the time. In this generation, if we don't do it, it simply means we don't have enough love in our hearts, that's all.
Hello. Hi, I'm Naz. You were so funny.
I haven't been very funny today.
You've been so funny. I've laughed so unexpected. I've had so much fun back here. And I was hoping that you could speak to your relationship with humor and how important it is to you. And what have you witnessed people's relationship to seriousness and humor and how integral it is to your life? And have you always had like a good sense of humor?
See, suppose I said my grandmother is serious, what would you think? She's on the way out. Yes or no? Hello? If I say my grandmother is very serious, what would you think? You think, oh, she's on the way out, something wrong with her. If you're serious, what should I think? Same problem, you're on the way out of life. Hello? You're… the first question he asked, you are serious because you have no perspective as to what a tiny speck you are. It's the magnanimity of creation. For this tiny speck, we have an individual experience. Hello? See, we think an amoeba is microscopic, what nonsense is that? Is it really life and this and that? But you're worse than an amoeba in the cosmic scale, isn't it? Huh? You're even more microscopic than an amoeba in your scale. What an amoeba is, in the cosmic scale, you're worse than that or much, much, much smaller than that. So for this tiny creature in this universe, there's an individual experience, what a blessing. But don't take it very seriously, because it's just playing like that. It'll go poop. You're like a pop-up on the planet. You pop up and you'll pop out. You know, on your computer screen or your phone screen these days, pop-ups come and pop out. This is just a pop-up. Don't take it too seriously. Before you and me, countless number of people have walked this damn planet. Where are they? All topsoil, huh? This happened, let me tell you. This is a serious thing, okay?
Doubt it.
There was a man called Shankaran Pillai. You heard of him? You not, you missed a lot. Shankaran Pillai and his wife were driving. They were married for over 25 years. Crashed the car and he died. So he went to heaven. The wife was injured. After 2 weeks, she died. And she came and she also went to heaven. She came there and screamed at him, "Shanku!" He said, "What? The vow was only till death do us apart. What the hell are you doing here with me?" Hello? The vow is only till death do us apart, isn't it? But after death also they follow you, because you're that bloody serious about everything. No, you and me can get blown away. This moment, if both of us vanish from this planet, nothing will happen, everything will go fine. Actually, it may go better without us. Hello? Yes or no? No, without me what'll happen? Nothing, things will go on. Something they will do. People, before you came, people were living, right? Hello? Before you were born, people were living. If you die also, people will live. If you simply vanish, people will still live. A plane load of people just vanished some time ago, you know. Nobody knows where they went. Some people cried, but they're living, isn't it? All of us forgot and we're living. Initially, all of us were excited, what happened, what could have happened to these 200 plus people? How many times have you thought of them in the last 10 days? No. That's how it is. Even for you and me, it's the same thing. They'll cry for 3 days and they'll be okay. So don't take yourself so seriously. This will only happen to you if you have absolute passion for every life around you, but total dispassion towards yourself. Then you will live a balanced life. But right now, people have total passion towards themselves, dispassion towards others. This is dangerous. That's a crooked world. It's all about me. I don't care what happens to that one. This is different. Absolute passion towards every life, dispassion towards this one. Then you will live with ease without any trouble. Whatever happens, if you live, you'll live well. If you die, you'll die well. Important. Because there's only two things you can do. Yes, to live and to die. What else can you do? You think you're doing many things. No, you're only doing this. You're living and you'll be dying one day. Doing both of them gracefully and wonderfully is important.
Hi, thank you. I would love for you to speak to the inquiry of who dies.
Who dies?
When I look, if I knew I were dead, then I wouldn't be dead. And so I get curious about
No, we will know that you're dead.
how.
We don't know whether you will be dead or not. You will know or not. Let's not choose you. You're a young woman. Why choose you as an example?
I'm a young man.
Okay, I die. All right?
Okay, come on.
If I die, you know I am dead, but you don't know whether I know I am dead or not.
Right.
You don't know. So I'm saying the most important discipline that you have to bring into your life is do not imagine things and assert things that you don't know. In simple language, that is called a bloody lie. Your religions, your scriptures, your philosophies, your nonsense is all rooted in this bloody lie, talking about things which are not in your experience. Can you be a sincere enough human being? What I know, what I do not know, I do not know. Once you see I do not know, it's the nature of human intelligence that you will want to know. The seeking to know, longing to know will arise within you. If this happens, wherever your life's experience is right now, if you take one more step, that's a fantastic thing. But you took 10 steps in your mind, hallucination. You see right now why California has become the way it's become is, in Tennessee, people are still going to heaven. In California, heaven has collapsed in people's minds, so they are drugging. If they were going to heaven, they would have not been doing this. But Tennessee people are going to heaven still, at least a part of them. What I'm saying is, heavens are collapsing in people's minds. For a long time we ran the world like this. If you are good, good means what? You must listen to me. Then you will go to heaven, otherwise you'll go to hell. What happens there? We'll barbecue you endlessly. Hello? Not like we'll fry you and eat you, not like that. We'll barbecue you continuously, forever, eternal. Not for 5 years, 10 years, 100 years. For the worst crime in this world, they get a lifetime. But we'll barbecue you forever and ever, whatever that is. So, you must listen to me. That's the condition for you to go to heaven. So, heavens are collapsing. As heavens collapse, if you don't teach people how to be blissed out by their own nature, entire world will go into chemicals. I'm not talking about chemicals as a moral issue. It's not a moral issue for me. It is just that if 90% of humanity goes towards chemicals, to be peaceful, you need chemicals. To be joyful, you need chemicals. To be ecstatic, you need chemicals. To be healthful, you need chemicals. To grow food, you need chemicals. To drink water, your bloody water is full of chemicals. Hello? Poison. When 90% of the population goes on this, the next generation that we produce will be less than us, genetically less than us. That is a crime against humanity, that should not happen. Next generation should be better than us. In some way, at least one step better than us, isn't it? But we will be producing a generation which is worse than us if entire population goes on chemicals. We are heading that way very rapidly. Consumption of alcohol in the world in the last 25 years has gone up 10,000 percentage points. 10,000%. Just yesterday, they asked me to speak for the yoga day which is coming on this June 21st. In Tamil Nadu, which is a southern state where we are, 9% of the school-going children below 16 years of age are addicted to either alcohol or some substance. 9%. In India, not California. So, in another 50 years, what do you think will be the percentage? 90% probably. Hello? We're going there. So when this happens, you will produce generations which are less than us. That is a crime against humanity, that should not happen. If that should not happen, it's important you know how to run this chemistry in such a way it is absolutely fantastic to sit here. You don't have to do anything from outside. So, trying to imagine things is not going to help. Don't imagine things, because then you can't control it. Do you have a brake on your imagination? There's no brakes on it. Once you leave it, it'll go all the way. It's like this. Can I tell you a story?
Please.
This happened in Alabama, okay? It's a very special state. Sunday school, the Sunday school teacher is going full fire. But the audience is not like you, they're all tiny tots. Catch them young policy. And in the middle of this fiery talk, just for effect, the teacher stops and asks, "What do you have to do to go to heaven?" Little Mary, who's always sitting in the front row, stands up and says, "If I mop the church floor every Sunday morning, I will go to heaven." Absolutely. Another little girl says, "If I share 50% of my pocket money with my less privileged friend, I will go to heaven." Correct. Another little boy says, "If I help people who need help, I will go to heaven." Correct. Little Tommy in the back bench stands up and says, "You got to die first." Well, that's a qualification, isn't it? But what is in heaven? Why everybody wants to go there? In the Hindu heaven, food is very good. If you are a foodie, you must go to Hindu heaven. Christian heaven is just rye bread and water. That's not for you. But if you like the ambience of white gowns, legless ladies floating around in the clouds, you go there. If you go to another place, you will have virgin problems. Like this, in different heavens, there are different things. But the important thing is, when you die, we here will either burn your body, bury your body, or cut it into pieces and throw it to the birds, depending on what culture you belong to. You know, all these practices are there. So you left the body in this planet. It's a very… if you've not done anything worthwhile, this is one good ecological thing you can do is you put this body back into the earth. Please do that, don't take it and go. Hello? You must do that. When this is done, you must put it back into the earth. At least that one good act you must do. So you left the body in this earth and went to heaven. You have no body. What do you do with good food, virgins and all this stuff? Hello? These are all problems you have when you have a body, isn't it? You left the body here. What do you do with good food? What do you do with rivers of wine? What do you do with virgin women? What do you do? You ask three questions, all heavens will collapse. And that time is coming. Next generation is not going to simply accept something because it comes from an authority. They're going to ask questions. When they ask questions, heavens will collapse. When heavens collapse, if you do not create a rise in human consciousness, everybody will be drugged out, believe me. This is the choice you have. This is why raising human consciousness is the most important thing to do in this generation, because this generation has reached a peak of well-being in terms of survival. Human survival was never better organized than the way it is right now. Hello? Yes or no? See, do not underestimate these things. You go home, turn your tap, water comes. Oh, what's the big deal about that? Just 100 years ago, if you wanted a bucket of water, you had to walk 2 miles to the stream and fetch that and come all the way back. Today, neither women nor even young men are not fit to carry 2 buckets of water 2 miles. Yes or no? Hello? Just imagine, just the water coming, water fortune. It never happened for any generation before, yes or no? You shit in the morning, just press it, it's gone. Just imagine that one arrangement was not there for you. In the morning, you have to go around looking for a private space. Do you know how much trouble? Is it a small thing? See, we have taken all these things for granted. These things have made us put survival aside and focus on something else, isn't it? Otherwise, just getting a bucket of water, finding the food, find a place to sit, everything was so complicated, isn't it? Yes or no? Everything arranged like never before in the history of humanity. Do not waste these privileges. This is a time that human beings should rise, because all these fundamentals are settled.
We have time for one more.
What's the best funeral you've ever been to?
Best funeral, my own?
Do you have it planned?
Not yet, I have not decided the date. You want me to go?
I'm curious if you want it to be fun.
We'll make it fun, don't worry. We'll plan something nice.
Have you been to a good one, a funeral that represents how much you care about death?
I don't go to funerals, but I tend to the last moments. I see them through, many of them, hundreds of them. I don't go to their funeral because the business is done. Funeral is to get rid of the body and then everybody wants to eat and drink. I'm not interested in that. My interest is they pass well, that I finish, and after that I have no interest in them.
In the final moments that you've tended to people, what's the best evidence that they are dying well?
Oh. See, in the Western context of what is a good death is largely a medical and a social phenomena in the West. That if somebody dies without any pain, medically they say it's good. Socially, if their entire family is around them, friends are around them, everybody holds their hands and everybody says, I love you, then they think that is a good death. In India, when we want to die, we go alone, we want to be alone. We want to be in a space which is powerfully consecrated. This is why creating consecrated spaces is very important, because even if your awareness, if your consciousness is not very up, at the moment of exit comes, if it's a very energetically alive kind of place, then you will see these people live much better. So we create that space for them wherever they are. That's one thing. What this means is, see, we must understand, what is this flower? It's a certain amount of life energy, finding expression like this. What is the other flower? That is also certain of some amount of life energy finding a different expression. So what is this? This is also certain amount of life energy finding a different expression. That is also the same thing. Fundamentally, even if you don't want to look at it that far, at least in terms of soil, you understand that and this are made of a same material. Yes? So even if physical form is made of the same material, the source of it, which runs this whole thing, is essentially the same material. Finding different expressions, you can't believe this and that is same, so different. Absolutely unique, each one of them in their own way. That is because of the type of memories and experiences we carry. They seem to be so different. If we completely erase your memory and also erase the memory of that person sitting next to you, no difference, isn't it? Hello? Just two dummies. It's like I'm sorry. You go to buy a computer or a phone, let's say, computer, let us say, in a computer shop. It's not yet programmed, no software. This model, same nonsense, empty screen. Yes or no? Only when you program it, this will do design, that will do something else, that will do something else. Same with this, if you take away all the program, same. So, it is the same thing, just acting in so many different ways. That's why I said, don't take yourself so seriously, because then you start believing all the funny things that you're doing are for real. It's not for real. And as you stand here, when you're young, you think, you look at your parents and think, I don't want to be like my father, I don't want to be like my mother, I'm going to be something else. But you turn 45, 50, unknowingly you start speaking like your mother, walking like your father, doing things like that. Have you noticed this happening to people? Because last 7 generations of people, this is why we have so many systems in the Hindu way of life, where we are looking at how to liberate a person from these past influences. Because dead are not simple people, they bloody live through you. 5 generations ago, your great-great-great-grandfather, what he looked like, you have no clue, isn't it? But his nose is sitting on your face, he's having a laugh at you. Hello? Yes or no? Million years ago, how your forefathers were, even today your skin is speaking the same language, isn't it? Yes? So, this is why, have you heard? Somebody said, 2000 years ago, leave the dead to the dead. Who said? Don't know. Jesus said, leave the dead to the dead, because it's not easy to leave the dead to the dead. The dead will bloody live through you in 1,000 different ways. Takes a lot of work to put them down and sit here as just life, fresh, alive. Otherwise, they're all playing through you. So there are various systems through which you can distance yourself. So even today, people perform rituals for 7 generations of people, how to distance yourself from them. They don't want themselves to be a repeat life, want to be a fresh life. You may think you're fresh, but all these guys are living through you. They won't let you live by yourself. It's working through you in 1,000 different ways. Your genetic memory, your evolutionary memory, everything working or no, right now? It's working. The very way you think, feel and experience life is determined by them. So, The process that we refer to as enlightenment is just this, that you liberate yourself from the inner forces. External forces, we can deal with it to the extent we can, because they are only important for the impactfulness. They are not important for the experience of life. If you want to be impactful, we have to be handling outside situations. But for inner experience, this interference which is happening internally from the dead, to liberate yourself from that is important. If you do not evolve beyond that, they will play their own thing. Pleasant or unpleasant doesn't matter, but it's not your life, somebody else is living through you. You're just an extension, thinking you're different. How sad. Today there's enough science to show you this, that how the genetic system is playing with you, but you can become free from that. The spiritual processes are all about this, how to become an individual life which will flower by itself, not as an extension of many lives behind us. That is okay for a cockroach, that is okay for a bee, that is okay for an animal, not okay for a human being, because our intelligence has risen to a place where we can shake it off. They can't shake it off, they're just extension. Because their lives are made like this, see, if you take any other animal, percentages I'm just throwing, 90% of their life is predetermined by their evolutionary process and natural things, instincts. But when it comes to your human being, only 10% is predetermined, 90% is learned behavior. But this learning, if you don't make it a very intense and conscious process, other people's learning which are there within you will find expression. You will start responding to life, how a caveman would have responded, because that guy is still there. Has it happened to you or not sometimes? You can't believe how you respond to your own situations. You can't believe this is you, because that guy will stand up from inside. So to put all those guys down, everybody, your great-grandfather, your grandfather, your father, they've lived their life, their business is over. They should not live through me. Hello? Important or no? That is, if you want this life to have its own destiny, if you want this life to blossom to its fullness, otherwise as an extension of something it will go on, as every other life is going on. Other creatures are all going on like this, no problem with them. See, a tiger is born. A tiger is not sitting and worrying how to become a good tiger. Will I become a good tiger? Will I end up as a house cat? He has no such issues, all right? But you are born as a human being, how many damn things you have to do to be a good human being, and still you don't know where you stand. Yes or no? No matter what you have done, you still don't know, isn't it? Because when you're just about thinking you're doing great, somebody will come and that guy will come and say, you're no good. Yes or no, is it happening or no all the time? It is, because that's the way human life is, because 90% is learnt behavior, it's in your hands. Learnt behavior does not mean you all learnt it from outside, part of it you did learn from outside. Rest of it is accumulated learning which is there. In your ancestral learning, all that will play. There are lots of experiments today to show how previous learning is playing up. For example, you know, we like to experiment on rats somehow. Somehow we think scientists think rats and human beings are very similar, for whatever reason. They're not very wrong. I think it's in the Emory University this experiment was conducted. They put some cheese with a cherry blossom flavor. Rat went for it. They had set up an electric shock. A few times it went for the cherry blossom cheese, shock. After that it doesn't go, it knows cherry blossom smell means shock. Next 7 generations of rats won't go near cherry blossom. They all know. They didn't teach them. There was no school where there is electric current and where there is no electric current, rat school is not there, okay? It's just like that. Genetically, they know cherry blossom smell means it'll give you a shock. Next 7 generations of rats won't go near that smell. That's happening to you also, understand? There are many aspects of you which is not yours. These guys who are dead won't keep quiet. From inside they will work. That's why leaving dead to the dead is a lot of work.
Sadhguru, I'm so grateful for you in so many ways, and also for this community. I feel extremely grateful to look out and see a lot of friends, and beyond that, I see leaders in the world creating through various different mediums, and it's so inspiring to see how this gathering is really just a microcosm of an awakening global community of leaders who are also awakening to these realizations and want to serve to people in a bigger capacity. And the practices that Isha and Sadhguru has led and taught throughout the years that I've partaken in have been really supportive for me, and have supported, to whatever degree it has, the blossoming of my own consciousness. And so immense gratitude for you. And if you have anything else you'd like to share with not just the community here, but also everybody online. I know that Miracle of Mind is a new platform that that people can access, and just want to leave any space for you.
Miracle of Mind is an effort to mitigate mental health issues that people are facing, which is no more individual, it's becoming a pandemic proportions. In 2023, over 108,000 people committed suicide in United States, the most affluent nation on the planet, not for economic reasons, just not able to handle their mind. And it's growing everywhere in the world, not in any one place. All the urban centers on the planet, including India, it's becoming rampant. In 2022, I think, over 18,600 children below 18 years of age committed suicide in India. Of this, 7,600 were below 15 years of age. 12, 13, 14-year-old means they must be bursting with life. Hello? But they want to take their own life. If our children, who should be exuberance of life, want to take their own life means we are doing something fundamentally wrong. Hello? There are no two ways about it, isn't it? Hello? Children want to commit suicide means what? We're doing something fundamentally wrong with everything that we're doing. So one important thing is, we think mental health is a God's gift or it's an accident. No, physical health is not God's gift, that we are understanding now, isn't it? One who eats well, one who exercises well, and one who takes care of himself will generally better chance of being healthy than one who does not eat properly, does not do the right kind of things. This much you understand, isn't it? There was some time ago, we thought if somebody had a heart attack, we thought, oh, God's will. But now we know that guy's not living properly, probably. So similarly, mental health, we are not doing anything about it. For example, in 1861 or two, the survey, some kind of survey shows in United States, over 50% of the people over 45 years of age have barely had any teeth left, because nobody told them in the Wild West, you must brush your teeth. Today, even if you're 90, you're still having your teeth. Hello? Why? Because your mother told you, brush your teeth. You don't brush your teeth, no breakfasts. Something. Now you started doing this. Much better. Similarly, what is needed for mental well-being should not be in the hands of a guru or an institution or government or something. It must be in the hands of the people, like a toothbrush. In every home, it must happen. As children are growing up in every home, something to take care of your mental well-being must happen. There is no such thing. Particularly in the Western world, there is no such thing. So a whole lot of people are getting conked off in their head. This is because they're not doing anything worthwhile, like your teeth would fall off if you don't brush. It took a century to realize that. Hello? The same thing. So miracle of mind is that possibility. Just 7 minutes a day you invest, you will be mentally in a little better condition. It'll at least prevent. It's not everything, but it'll mitigate the possibility of you slipping away into something. Once you have a taste of well-being, I'm sure you'll go for more of it. Our aim is right now, this is a free app. It's taken us a lot of time and resource to make this happen, but it is offered free. It costs more as people subscribe to it, but our intention is in 24 months' time, we want at least 3 billion people to be doing 7 minutes a day as a part of their life, and they must pass it on to the next generation. 7 minutes a day, something about your mental well-being you must invest. Otherwise your teeth fall off like that, this will fall off. Let's make it happen.
Thank you.